Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It's Denzel, and I'm here to hit you with a question that'll shake your soul. Have you ever stood in a crowd surrounded by faces yet felt like you're carrying the weight of loneliness? Have you poured your heart into someone only to see them cast it aside like it was nothing? That's not just pain, my friends, it's betrayal. It's the burn of being played for a fool. But hear me now. That hurt ain't just a scar, it's a sermon. Some folks see your kindness as a weakness, your loyalty as blindness. Today I'm here to shine God's light on the truth so you'll never let anyone dim your spirit again. The Lord says in Psalm 34:18, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit." Let's walk through this together and heal. Reason one, they don't see your God-given value. They're too busy looking at the dust to notice the diamond God crafted in you. They think your love, your time, your heart gifts straight from the Creator are theirs to take. But let me remind you, as 1 Peter 2:9 declares, you are a chosen people, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, God's special possession. Your worth doesn't shrink because someone's too blind to see it. A diamond still sparkles in the shadows. Have you ever paused to wonder how folks truly see you? Not just the surface, but the value God placed in your soul. It's a question that cuts deep, because too often, how people treat you reflects their own limited vision, not the masterpiece God made you to be. When someone plays you for a fool, it starts with their failure to see the divine strength, love, and light you carry. That's on them, not you. When they undervalue your worth, they treat your kindness like it's cheap. They think your generosity, your willingness to give, is something they can exploit. Some folks can't see the treasure God planted in you. They're too focused on flaws. Your patience, your heart, your time, those aren't handouts, they're sacred offerings you choose to share. When someone overlooks that, it's because they're stuck on the surface, not because your light's gone dim. Picture this, a diamond buried in dirt. To someone with God's vision, that gem is priceless. They'll dig through the mud to let it shine. But to those blind to its worth, it's just another rock. That's how some people see you. They miss the sacrifices, the love, the faith you pour out because they're hunting for faults. They're trapped in their own narrow minds, unable to grasp the glory God gave you. When they underestimate you, they think they can walk all over your kindness. They convince themselves you don't deserve better because they can't see the divine in you. But hear this truth, their failure isn't your fault. It's their own insecurities, their pride, their need to feel bigger that blinds them. They project their doubts onto you, calling your goodness naivety, your trust weakness, your love something to toy with. Their underestimation is a dangerous game. They think they can lie, manipulate, and betray because they assume you're too pure to catch on. They think they're slick. But Proverbs 21:30 says, there is no wisdom, no insight, no plan that can succeed against the Lord. While they're scheming, God's making you wiser, you're growing stronger, you're watching. And when you've had enough, they'll see they were the fools all along. They don't know the battles you fought under God's grace. They don't see the nights you prayed through tears, the struggles you overcame, the faith you built step by step. They see your smile, your open heart, and think life's been easy. They don't see the scars you carry or the strength it takes to rise each day, trusting in God's plan. Because they're blind to that, they take you for granted, thinking you'll always be there, always giving, always forgiving. But your worth isn't tied to their approval. It's rooted in God's promise. It's the fire in your spirit, the light in your eyes, the love in your heart. It's how you keep going when the world tries to break you. It's how you love even when others turn away. It's how you rise above betrayal, pain, and loss, holding fast to who God called you to be. There's power in knowing your worth through Christ. When you embrace your value as God's child, you stop letting others tell you who you are. You stop pouring your energy into those who don't deserve it. You stop tolerating lies, disrespect, or manipulation. You set boundaries, not out of pride, but because you know you're a temple of the Holy Spirit. 1 Corinthians 6:19. Knowing your worth isn't enough, you've got to live it. Walk in it every day. When you carry yourself like God's chosen, people notice. Some will honor you. Others who feed on tearing folks down will feel threatened. They'll try to make you doubt your strength, your smarts, your divine purpose. But don't let them steal your joy. Don't give them that power. It's tempting to shrink to fit their small expectations, to prove them wrong, to show them what they're missing. But you don't owe them a thing. Your worth isn't up for debate. It's sealed by God's love. It's as sure as the sunrise, as steady as his promise in Isaiah 40:31. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. So when someone underestimates you, hold fast to this. Their blindness doesn't dim your value. Their failure to see your worth doesn't make you less worthy. They're just not equipped to handle the blessing you are. That's their loss, not yours. Their underestimation hurts, but it's also a chance to lean on God's truth. Ask yourself, are these the people I want in my life? Are these the relationships worth my time and heart? You deserve to be surrounded by those who see your God-given light, who lift you up, who walk with you in faith. If they can't see the miracle standing before them, that's not your burden. Your job is to keep shining, keep growing, keep trusting in the Lord's plan for you. Because at the end of the day, the ones who matter will see your worth. They'll see the diamond God crafted, and they'll cherish it not because they have to, but because they're drawn to your light. So don't let others' blindness define you. Let it fuel your faith. Let it remind you who you are in Christ. And let it push you to walk in your worth, no matter who tries to play you for a fool. Reason 2, they're caught in their own selfishness. Some folks only care about what they can grab, not what they can give. They'll flash a smile, whisper sweet words, but when you're no longer useful, they're gone like dust in the wind. It's not about you, it's about them. And that's a tough truth to swallow. Their actions don't reflect your value. They reveal their heart's poverty. Some people are so wrapped up in themselves they can't see past their own reflection. Their world spins around one axis, their own desires. When they look at you, they don't see a soul crafted by God with dreams and worth. They see a chance to get what they want. It's not about love or respect, it's about their greed. Selfishness is a poison that turns sacred connections into cold transactions. These folks are cunning. They know how to say what you want to hear, how to act like they care, like they've got your back. But it's all a calculation. They're weighing what they can gain, not what they can give. If it doesn't serve them, they're out the door, leaving you wondering what happened. As Jesus warned in Matthew 7:15, watch out for false prophets. They come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ferocious wolves. You see it in the small stuff. They call only when they need a favor. Their compliments come with strings. Their presence feels like a demand, not a blessing. Over time, the pattern's clear. It's all about their needs, their wants, their drama. When you're hurting, they're nowhere to be found. When you're soaring, they show up to claim a piece of your glory. It's not a partnership, it's a one-man show, and you're just the audience. They know what they're doing. They justify it, telling themselves everybody's out for themselves, so why not them? They've convinced themselves their happiness, their success, their comfort is all that matters. If they have to step on you to get it, so be it. They've forgotten what Jesus taught in John 15:12. Love each other as I have loved you. True joy comes from giving, not grabbing. The tragedy is they leave a trail of pain without a second thought, or worse, without caring. They don't see the trust they've shattered, the hearts they've bruised, the bridges they've burned. Confront them and they'll flip it on you. You're too sensitive, you're overreacting. They'll twist the story until you're questioning your own heart. Selfishness comes from fear of not being enough, of losing control. They build walls around their hearts, keeping everyone out. They think taking is safer than giving, because giving means being vulnerable. It means trusting, putting others first. And that's something they can't or won't eat out. When you see this, you realize they're not strong, they're scared. Their selfishness isn't power, it's a cry for something they lack. But that doesn't make their betrayal hurt less. It doesn't soften the sting of being used, ignored, or discarded. Selfishness wounds, leaving you feeling like you're not enough, like you don't deserve better. That's a lie straight from the enemy. You deserve more. You deserve relationships rooted in mutual respect, in give and take, in God's love. You deserve people who cheer your victories without jealousy, who hold you up in your struggles without expecting a reward. People who give because their hearts are full, not because they want something back. Dealing with selfish folks is tough because their poison creeps in slowly. It's not always blatant cruelty, sometimes it's subtle. It's the friend who's too busy for you but expects you to drop everything. It's the partner who keeps score, making every kind act feel like a debt. It's the coworker who steals your ideas, or the family member who turns every moment into their soap opera. It's not always evil, but it's always draining. The longer you let it slide, the harder it is to break free. They thrive on your silence, your patience, your willingness to let things go. They count on you to keep the peace, to be the bigger person. But every time you do, you're telling them it's okay to put your needs last. And let me tell you, your needs matter. Your boundaries are sacred. Your heart is not a doormat. So how do you handle them without losing yourself? Start by spotting the signs. How do their actions make you feel? Drained? Unseen? Like you're only worth what you can give? If that's the vibe, it's time to pray and rethink. Recognition is step one, but action is where the change happens. Taking action is hard because selfish people are pros at making you feel guilty for choosing yourself. They'll call you selfish, say you don't care, act like you're abandoning them. They'll pull every trick to keep you tethered. But protecting your peace isn't selfish, it's holy. Setting boundaries isn't cruel, it's Christ-like. Demanding respect isn't pride, it's what God calls you to. As Psalm 16:6 says, "The boundary lines have fallen for me in pleasant places." Selfish folks rarely change, not because they can't, but because they don't see why they should. They've built a world where their actions make sense, and cracking that takes humility they may not have. That doesn't mean they're hopeless, but you can't bank on their transformation. You can't wait in the dark for them to find the light. You've got to choose yourself, even when it hurts. Choosing yourself doesn't mean cutting everyone off at the first sign of selfishness. It means being wise about where you pour your heart. Surround yourself with people who fill you up as much as you fill them, who lift you higher, who remind you of God's love when you falter. Give yourself permission to walk away from what drains you, even if it's painful. Your peace, your joy, your walk with God, they matter more than holding on to someone who can't see your worth. Selfish people will always be out there. You can't change them, but you can change how you respond. Stop fueling their fire. Honor yourself. Demand the respect God says you deserve. When you do, you're not just shielding yourself, you're stepping into the power God gave you. And that power, it's untouchable. Reason 3, they think you'll always forgive. They play you because they think your heart's too big to hold them accountable. Your goodness is their green light. They lean on your forgiveness like it's a guarantee. But listen close, forgiveness isn't a blank check for disrespect. It's your path to peace, not their excuse to keep sinning. As Romans 6:1 asks, shall we go on sinning so that grace may increase? By no means. When someone sees your forgiveness as a free pass to hurt you, they're missing the strength behind your grace. Forgiveness isn't weakness, it's a choice only the strong make. But manipulative folks twist it into a tool to dodge accountability. They think because you forgave once, you'll keep forgiving no matter how deep they cut. They don't get that forgiveness is a gift from God's heart through yours. It's you saying, I won't let your actions steal my peace. It's not an invitation to keep hurting you. It's a holy act rooted in the courage to let go of bitterness. They don't see that courage, they see a chance to keep playing you. They think if they let it go before, they'll let it go again. So they push, testing how much you'll take. It's heartbreaking when their actions make you doubt your own heart. You wonder if forgiving them was a mistake. Did you open the door for more pain? Did your grace make you a target? Forgiveness is meant to heal, but with some it feels like it just invites more wounds. That's because they never valued your forgiveness. They saw it as a loophole, not a chance to change. For them, forgiveness means permission. They don't understand that forgiving doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean excusing their sin or pretending it didn't hurt. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from anger's chains, about saying, I release this to God. It's not a promise they can keep harming you. They prey on your Christ-like heart. They know you want to see the good in people, to believe they can change. They bank on your hope, your second chances, thinking no matter what, they'll let me slide. But forgiveness doesn't cancel consequences. It doesn't rebuild trust automatically. It doesn't mean you owe them more than the grace you've already given. The cycle's exhausting. You forgive, they say sorry, and for a moment it feels like things will change. But then the same lies creep back, the same betrayals, the same disregard for your heart. It's like they took your forgiveness as a dare to see how far they can go. When you call them out, they flip it, I thought you forgave me. They act like forgiveness means you can't hold them to a higher standard. But forgiveness and accountability go hand in hand. You can forgive and still demand better. You can forgive and still protect your heart. Forgiveness lets go of anger, but it doesn't mean letting go of your worth. If they can't see that, if they think your grace is a free pass, they don't deserve it. Some folks will never change. They'll keep exploiting your kindness because it's all they know. They see relationships as a chessboard, and your forgiveness is just another move. They don't see the love, the strength, the faith it takes to forgive. They don't value the fact that you chose to release their debt. They just see a chance to keep taking. It's easy to get mad at them, but it's easier to turn that anger on yourself. You might think you're too soft, too quick to forgive, too eager to give another chance. But your willingness to forgive isn't a flaw, it's a reflection of Christ in you. It shows you've got the strength to choose peace over pain, to walk in God's love. That's not weakness, that's power. The challenge is knowing when your forgiveness is being abused. It's about discerning who's truly sorry and who's just dodging the heat. True repentance shows in actions, not just words. When someone's sorry, they own their mistakes. They strive to do better. They honor your boundaries and work to earn back trust. But if they keep hurting you the same way, their apologies are empty. No amount of grace can fix that. Forgiveness is a gift, and not everyone's worthy of it. That doesn't mean you cling to anger or let bitterness take root. It means you guard your heart. It means knowing that forgiving doesn't mean keeping them close. You can forgive and walk away. You can forgive and say no more. Because forgiveness is about your peace, not their comfort. Those who misuse your forgiveness will try to guilt you for standing firm. They'll call you unforgiving, say you're holding a grudge, act like you're too harsh. They'll twist things to make you feel like boundaries are punishment. But don't let their words shake you. You have every right to protect your spirit. Forgiveness isn't about giving endless chances to hurt you. It's about freeing yourself from their power over you. Learning to balance forgiveness with self-respect is tough. It means facing the truth that not everyone values God's grace in you. Some will take it for granted, weaponize it, or twist it into something ugly. But that doesn't mean you stop forgiving. It means you get wiser. You choose who gets your heart, your grace, your energy. Forgiveness is holy. It's not something to toss out carelessly. It's a choice born of strength, rooted in God's love. When someone misses it, when they see it as a chance to keep hurting you, that's on them. It shows they can't grasp what matters: trust, love, respect, accountability. Forgiveness doesn't let them off the hook, it lets you rise above. It's about reclaiming your peace, your power, your joy. And sometimes that means walking away from those who can't honor the gift you've given. Your forgiveness is a treasure, a reflection of your faith, your resilience, your walk with God. No one gets to trample that. Reason 4, their insecurity drives them. Folks who play you are often hiding their own fears and failures. They tear you down to prop themselves up. They lie, manipulate, and betray because they're too scared to face their own brokenness. But hear me, their insecurity ain't your cross to bear. As Galatians 6:5 says, each one should carry their own load. They think you're too trusting, and they use that against you. Your openness, your faith in people's goodness, that's a gift from God. Trust is the bridge that connects hearts, the foundation of every true bond. But to those with crooked intentions, it's a tool to twist. They take something holy and use it to deceive, leaving you questioning not just them, but yourself and everyone else. Trusting ain't weakness, it's courage. It takes guts to see the world through God's eyes, to believe in someone's heart without a guarantee. But for those without integrity, your trust is an open door they think they can stroll through with no consequences. They take your faith in their words and promises as a chance to push limits, to see how far they can bend the truth before you catch on. These folks are slick. They're charming, convincing, weaving words that make you feel safe. They study you, your hopes, your fears, your habits, and use it to win your confidence. It starts small. A little mission, a harmless lie. They test you, watching how you react. If you don't call them out, they keep going, their schemes growing bolder, their manipulations tighter. The pain of their betrayal cuts deep because it feels personal. It's not just what they did, it's what it says about how they see you. They didn't respect you enough to be honest. They didn't value you enough to walk in truth. Worst of all, they counted on your trust to shield them from their own lies. The more you trusted, the more power they had to hurt you. Over time, their actions can shake your faith in others. You start doubting every word, every smile, every promise. You wonder if you were naive, if you missed the signs, if you should have known better. But the fault's not yours, it's theirs. Trust is strength, the bedrock of every God-honoring relationship. The problem isn't that you trusted, it's that they weren't worthy of it. They thrive on your doubt, flipping the script, making you question your own eyes. They'll gaslight you, saying their lies weren't lies, that you're overreacting, that you got it wrong. They shift the blame to you, making you feel like the problem. They want you to second-guess yourself because doubt makes you easier to control. But your trust isn't the issue, their betrayal is. The answer isn't to shut your heart or stop trusting. It's to be wise about who you trust. Trust is earned, not handed out to those who haven't shown their heart. When someone breaks that trust, it's on them to fix it. If they value you, they'll do the work to rebuild. If they don't, that's all you need to know. Letting go is hard. Broken trust shakes your foundation, your sense of what's real. It's like the ground shifted beneath you. Even when you see their lies for what they are, part of you might hold on, hoping they'll change, that things will be as they were. But trust once broken is hard to restore. Sometimes the best thing you can do is walk away in God's strength. Walking away isn't giving up, it's choosing God's plan for you. It's refusing to let someone's dishonesty dim your light. Trust reflects your faith, your hope, your love. When someone abuses it, that's on them, not you. Their actions show their heart, not yours. They'll lean on your forgiveness to keep the cycle spinning. They'll apologize, make promises, tug at your heart to win you back. They'll say the right things, do just enough to make you think they've changed. But words are cheap. If their actions don't match their apologies, if they keep deceiving, their sorrow's hollow. True change comes with accountability, effort, and a heart turned toward God. Anything less is just another trick. Some folks will never value trust like you do. They see it as a means to an end, not the sacred bond it is. They don't get that trust is fragile, that once it's broken, it's never the same. They don't appreciate the courage it takes to open your heart. Because they don't value it, they take it for granted, thinking it'll always be there no matter how many times they betray it. But trust has limits. When they cross them, it's not your job to keep stretching. Your trust is a gift, and not everyone's worthy. Learning this truth changes everything. It frees you to pour into relationships that honor God, mutual, honest, respectful. It lets you guard your peace. Surround yourself with people who lift you up. The pain of broken trust lingers, but don't let one person's failure stop you from connecting. Trust in the right hands builds bonds that stand the test of time. Those who honor it make the risk worth it. Trusting someone doesn't mean ignoring their flaws or giving them a pass to hurt you. It's about believing in their integrity, their commitment to truth, their respect for you as God's child. When they break that, it's not your fault, it's theirs. It's not a reason to stop trusting, it's a reason to stop trusting them. Your trust is precious, a reflection of your faith, your strength, your willingness to see God's goodness in others. Don't let someone's failure change who you are. Let it remind you of your worth. Let it strengthen your resolve to walk with those who honor you. And let it guide you to protect your relationship with yourself, rooted in God's love. Reason 5. They think you won't walk away. They think they've got you locked in, that no matter what they do, you'll stay. But let me tell you, there's power in walking away. There's strength in saying, I'm worth more, and living it. This is your moment. Rise up. Claim your God dignity and step into the life He's calling you to. As Deuteronomy 31:6 commands, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid or terrified because of them, for the Lord your God goes with you. He will never leave you nor forsake you. They play you because they think you've got no boundaries. Boundaries are the lines God helps you draw, showing the world where you stand and what you'll accept. But when you love deeply, when you give freely, folks assume your heart has no limits. They see your kindness, your open spirit, and think they can take without giving back. They push, testing how much you'll take before you say enough. To manipulators, no boundaries mean open season. It's like leaving your house unlocked and wondering why strangers keep walking in. They take your silence as approval, your patience as weakness. They think your compassion means they can keep taking, draining your spirit until you've got nothing left. Some folks are like weeds, they'll spread wherever you let them, taking your time, your energy, your love without a thought for what it costs you. The more you give, the more they demand. They don't value you, they value what they can get. They don't see the sacrifice, the faith, the heart behind your actions. They see a chance to take, and they'll keep taking until you stand firm in God's strength. Setting boundaries is tough, especially when you care. You don't want to seem cold or push people away. But boundaries aren't about rejection, they're about protection. They're about saying, I love you, but I love myself too, as God commands. Those who truly value you will respect that. They'll see boundaries as guides, not walls. But those who don't, they'll see them as challenges to break. When someone ignores your boundaries, it's not about you, it's about them. They're showing they don't respect your needs, your heart, your limits. They're saying their wants matter more than your well-being. It's tempting to try to change them, to explain your boundaries, hoping they'll get it. But respect comes from within. If they don't have it, no words will make them. The hardest part is the guilt. You might feel selfish, like you're letting folks down, like you're not the giving person God called you to be. But boundaries are holy. They bring clarity, showing others how to walk with you in love. Without them, resentment grows, breaking the bonds you're trying to keep. As Proverbs 4:23 says, above all else, guard your heart, for everything you do flows from it. Manipulators love when you've got no boundaries. It lets them control the story. They twist your actions, your words, your intentions to serve their goals. They make you feel responsible for their happiness, their mistakes, their burdens. They act like it's your job to fix them, to carry their load. The more you take on, the more they pile on, until you're empty. Breaking this cycle takes courage. It means looking at the relationship through God's eyes and asking, am I being honored? Am I valued? Am I treated as God's child? If the answer is no, it's time to move. Change can start small. A firm no, a clear statement of your needs, a step back from what drains you. Each boundary is a step toward God's peace. You'll face pushback. Those who benefit from your open heart will call you selfish, say you've changed, try to guilt you back. They'll test your strength, looking for weakness. But their resistance isn't about you, it's about them losing control. Don't give in to keep the peace. That only keeps the cycle going. Boundaries are self-respect. They say, I deserve kindness, dignity, respect, because I'm God's child. They're a reminder that your needs matter. Setting them feels uncomfortable at first, but it leads to growth, healing, and stronger bonds. It teaches others how to treat you and reminds you to honor yourself. Not everyone will like your boundaries, and that's okay. They're not about making others comfortable, they're about guarding your peace. Some may walk away, but those who value you will stay. They'll honor your limits, respect your needs, and cherish the clarity boundaries bring. Manipulators count on you not enforcing boundaries. They think you'll back down, compromise, or avoid conflict to keep things smooth. They bank on your fear of tension, your hope things will fix themselves. But boundaries don't avoid conflict, they resolve it. They address the imbalance, the disrespect, in a way that honors God's design for you. When you stand firm, you're saying, I value myself enough to protect my heart, my time, my spirit. Some will embrace that, others will fight it. But enforcing boundaries is an act of love for yourself and for God's purpose in you. It's reclaiming your power, refusing to let others define your worth. Over time, boundaries change how you see yourself. They shift your heart from scarcity to abundance. They remind you that your time, your energy, your love are treasures, not free for the taking. They teach you to say no without guilt, to walk away from what doesn't serve God's plan, to prioritize yourself as His child. As you grow stronger, you'll draw people who respect your boundaries, people who value you for you, not what you give. They'll lift you up, honor your needs, celebrate your strength. These are the relationships that thrive, that reflect God's love. These are the bonds that show why boundaries matter and why you're worth every one. Reason 6, they think you're blind to their games. They think you don't see their tricks. But you've been watching, feeling every lie, every betrayal, every moment they thought they slipped by. Now it's time to show them you're not the fool they took you for. You're a child of God, and His truth lights your path. They play you because they see your empathy as a door to manipulation. Empathy is a gift from God, the ability to feel another's pain, to walk in their shoes, to see the world through their heart. It's what makes you human, what binds you to others, what lets you love deeply. But to those with selfish hearts, it's a weakness they can twist. Your empathy draws people to you. It makes you a safe haven for others to share their burdens, to find comfort. You give that comfort freely because that's who God made you to be, a healer, a light, someone who cares. But to manipulators, your empathy is a tool. They don't see your kindness as a blessing, they see it as a way to get what they want. They know if they tug at your heart, you'll hesitate to say no, to see their true intentions, to protect yourself. Their tactics are subtle. They spin tales of hardship, of being misunderstood, of needing someone to believe in them. They play the victim, knowing you'll want to help, to lift them up. They lean on your emotions, making you feel like their happiness, their success depends on you. Because you care, because you want to make a difference, you give your time, your heart, your strength, not seeing they're taking without giving back. They're skilled at spotting empathetic souls because they know how to exploit your heart. They know you'd rather understand than judge, listen than turn away, give the benefit of the doubt than assume the worst. They use that to create situations where you choose their needs over your own, knowing you'll sacrifice to help. One way they do it is by making you feel obligated. They'll remind you of what they've done for you, real or exaggerated, to make you feel you owe them your empathy, your support, your forgiveness. Because you hate seeming ungrateful, you give even when it drains you. They also play on your fear of losing them. They hint or say outright that if you don't meet their needs, they'll walk away. They make you feel like your empathy is the glue holding things together, like without your patience, the relationship will crumble. Because you value the bond you bend, neglecting your own heart. The hardest part is that it doesn't always feel like manipulation. Sometimes it feels like they need you, like you're their only hope, like walking away would betray your calling. That's what they count on. They know your empathy is tied to your identity, your faith, your desire to reflect God's love. They use that to tie your worth to how much you give, how much you endure. But empathy should be mutual. A give and take that strengthens both sides. When someone twists, they're not just using your kindness, they're distorting God's design for relationships. They're turning something holy into something toxic, something that connects into something that drains. Seeing this is the first step to breaking free. Ask yourself, is this relationship balanced? Do I feel valued or used? Am I always giving while they take? Do I leave feeling uplifted or empty? These questions are hard, especially when you care. But they're necessary to protect your heart. Protecting your empathy doesn't mean shutting it off. It doesn't mean hardening your heart or refusing to help. It means being wise about who you pour into. Not everyone who asks for your heart has pure intentions. Your empathy is a gift, not a resource to exploit. One of the strongest things you can do is learn the difference between helping and enabling. Helping lifts someone up, encourages growth, respects boundaries. Enabling sacrifices your well-being to meet their needs, letting them take without accountability. Helping is love, enabling is neglect of the self God made. Setting boundaries around your empathy is self-love. It's saying, I value my heart, my kindness, my faith, and I won't let it be twisted. It's knowing your empathy needs care, that you can't pour from an empty cup. Protecting it isn't selfish, it's necessary. It keeps you able to love, to connect, to shine God's light. Manipulators may push back, call you cold, try to guilt you. Their resistance isn't about you, it's about them losing control. Don't give in to keep the peace. That only keeps you trapped. Closing call to rise. My friends, you've got a choice. You can stay in their game, letting them pull your strings, or you can cut them loose and walk in God's truth. You can choose to love yourself as He loves you, to stop letting anyone treat you like less than His masterpiece. Stand tall, set your boundaries, speak His truth, and let the world see the force God made you to be. As Ephesians 2:10 says, for we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do. Now I'm calling on you, God's chosen, to share your story in the comments below. How has His strength lifted you above betrayal? What scripture fuels your fire? Let's build a community of faith, lifting each other up as His special ones. Your voice matters, let it shine.